In the summer of 1884, 4 men set out on a voyage meant for steel ships and strong nerves. Their craft was the Mignonette, a modest yacht, 52 feet long, 15.8 meters. Never built for oceans. Its owner, Jack Want, a wealthy Australian lawyer, bought it in England and needed it delivered home. Rather than wait or ship it, he hired a small crew to set sail the dangerous way, around Africa's Cape of Good Hope, and then across the Indian Ocean. Captain Tom Dudley, first mate Edwin Stevens, seaman Edmund Brooks, and 17-year-old Richard Parker, a boy, on his first real voyage. They all departed Southampton May 19th, 1884. Their route, it was supposed to include stops in Madeira and Cape Town. But on July 3rd, deep in the South Atlantic, a rogue wave crippled the yacht. Water poured through the damaged hull, and with no time to salvage supplies, the men escaped into a 13-foot, 4-meter-long lifeboat with 2 cans of turnips and no fresh water. They drifted, exposed to the elements for days. The turnips, they were eaten pretty quickly. A passing turtle gave them a brief reprieve, but the real enemy was thirst. Parker, young and desperate, drank seawater. His health collapsed rapidly. He grew feverish, unconscious, and near death. Sailors knew of the custom of the sea, an unwritten tradition where one might be sacrificed to save the others. Normally, a lot would be drawn, but here, there was no lottery. Captain Dudley and First Mate Stevens made a grim decision. On July 24th, after offering prayer, Dudley drove a penknife into Parker's neck. The survivors fed on Parker's blood and flesh. 4 days later, on July 29th, they were rescued by the German ship Moctezuma. When brought ashore in Falmouth, England, they did not hide what happened. They confessed to a customs officer, Frederick Cheeseman, whose name survives the record with almost absurd irony. The case of R. versus Dudley and Stevens made its way to the High Court. Lord Chief Justice Coleridge ruled decisively. Necessity could not excuse murder. Life, even at sea, could not be measured by usefulness or strength alone. Dudley and Stevens were found guilty, sentenced to death. But their punishment was reduced to 6 months in prison. And Brooks, having not taken part in the killing, he was spared a trial. The Mignonette case remains one of the clearest declarations in legal history. Desperation does not dissolve moral law. Richard Parker, a boy whose life barely began, became the unwitting subject of a principle that outlived him by centuries. These are Interesting Things with JC.